Hey guys, today we're learning about Geometry 1, Lesson 2, Complementary and Supplementary Angles. Okay, we're going to talk about pairs of angles. If you have two angles that form this corner or a complementary angle, the sum of their measures is 90 degrees. So if you add measure of angle 1 with measure of angle 2, it's 90 degrees. Okay? Okay, if we look down here, these two angles are considered supplementary because their two angles is 80 degrees, 180 degrees. Why couldn't I get that out? I don't know, but 3 and 4 together make 180. Okay, so if we added these, they would be 180, and if we add the complementary ones, they'd be 90. Complementary forms a corner, and supplementary forms a straight line. Okay, that's how I remember it. So if that helps you, both of these are S's, both of these are C's. I'm not sure if that'll help you, but it might be something good to write down. If I were making flashcards of this, I would maybe highlight some of this information, like complementary and 90 and supplementary and 180. Okay? All right, so let's identify each pair of angles as either complementary or supplementary or neither, okay? So with this first one, these are on a line, right? And this line, if we look at it, is a straight line. Whoa, I can't make a straight line apparently to save my life on the airliner, but it is a straight line. So these are supplementary. And make sure that you spell it correctly. Supplementary angles. So angle 1 and angle 2 are supplementary angles. Okay, and this right here means angle. If we look here, 60 degrees and 30 degrees. If we add them together, 60 plus 30 gives me 90. What do we know about that? We know that these two angles are complementary because they equal a 90-degree angle when added together. Okay, go ahead and try these two. Let's see if we can find the value of x. You know that they're complementary, so we can add them together and they should equal 90. Go ahead and try that. Pause the video and take a second and try 3 and 4. Okay, I'm gonna go through the answers with you right now, so let's look at them. Okay, so what I have here is a complementary angle. So if I take 28 plus 2x, it equals 90. So get rid of the 28, and 90 minus 28 is going to give me 62. So now I have 2x equals 62, divide by 2, and x equals 31. All right, down here, 123 and 3x give us a straight line, 180. So if I take 123 away from 180, and you can use a calculator, remember, on this unit. So when you subtract, you get 57 over here equals 3x. Divide by 3, and x equals, when we divide by 3, we get 19. Okay? Let's look at a couple more. Find the value of x here, and the picture shows a support brace for a gate. Find the value of x. Okay, so what we see here is a supplementary line. This is a 90-degree angle, and these are both x's. So what do we know about these two then? If this is a 90-degree angle, these are complementary, or you can think of them as all together being supplementary. So you can do this in two ways. Down here, these are supplementary, okay? Go ahead and see if you can try them on your own. If you want to pause the video, go for it right now. I'm going to show you both ways to do this one. You could have done 2x plus 90 equaling 180, and then you would know that 2x equals 90, so if you divide by 2, x equals 45. The other way that you could have done this is very similar. You know that these are complementary, right? So just start at the 2x equals 90. And then again, your answer would still be 45 degrees. Down here, you know that 10x plus 80 is going to give you the 180. So if you take 80 away from both sides, you're left with 10x equaling 100. So if we divide by 10, x equals 10. All right, let's look at a couple more examples. If we have this figure next to us, we want to use the figure to find a pair of supplementary angles, a pair of complementary angles, and a pair of vertical angles. Go ahead and pause the video right now and see if you can come up with some of the supplementary, complementary, and vertical angles. Remember to name them correctly, okay? In this case, there's a lot of angles going on, so it would not be helpful for you to label this angle K because we don't know if it's this one or that one or that one. Okay, so make sure that you use the 3 letters to name them. All right, I'll be back in just a second to show you the answers. Okay, supplementary means a straight line. So if we look at this line right here, we're looking at all the angles that are supplementary with this line. So AKB and BKG are supplementary angles. We could also look at the flip side of that, AKB and AKJ. There's a lot of supplementary angles that you could have used. You could have used these, for example, AKJ with JKG. You could have used IJH with HJG. I mean, any of those that form a straight line, all of these over here. You could have used JGC, making sure that it's this one, with CGD, or JGF with FGD. Totally up to you. Those are all considered supplementary angles. Complementary, on the other hand, there's not as many options for that. We could have used JGK, so angle JGK, and think about who he would go with. Oop, that's not an and sign. I was making a congruent sign. Whoops. KGC. Okay, other ones that we could have used were FGE and EGD. We could have used those. Those form a complementary angle as well. Okay, what about vertical angles? Well, we could have used this angle with this angle. Those are vertical. This angle with this angle. Those are vertical. We could have used, now these you got to be careful. This one with this one. Let me erase these markings over here. G right here, where it goes KGC with FGE, those would have been vertical. FGJ, 3 markings, with DGC, 3 markings, okay? Any of those would have been vertical angles. So I'm gonna pick over here, angle KJG and angle IJH. All right, why don't you try this one? Go ahead and pause the video. I'll be back in just a second to show you the answer. Please make sure that you draw this picture for me in your notebook, okay? I want to see this one tomorrow in class. So pause the video and try this one. All right, so here we go with the answer. In the figure below, we know that YXZ is 35 degrees and WXV is 40 degrees. So they want to know what ZXW is. Well, together these all add up to 180 degrees. So let's label this one with a, we don't want to label X or any of these, so let's label it with an A. So we're going to find this angle, and it equals 180 degrees. So here we have 75 plus our angle equals 180. So take 75 away from both sides, and we're left with A equaling 105. Okay, so together these have to equal 180 because they are supplementary angles, okay? And that's all I've got for you today. See you next time.